All right, today's topic is going to suck because we're talking about carpet cleaning. But stay tuned because I've got JR here. We're going to talk about some of the tricky things that go in the market as far as pricing, but also at the end, we're going to tell you the best way or explain to you the best way to clean up any kind of stain that you may have, pet stain, don't encourage it to come back. So stick around. We're going to break that down right now.
The Educated Homeowner, Know Your Home Like a Pro, brought to you by A New Day Construction, where every day is a new day.
So we have Mr. J.R. Mitchell here with Citrus Carpet Cleaning. And so when you say citrus, that's citrus, right?
It is. It is citrus. It is. Yes.
So I've known JR for many, many years, and you've how many years you've owned tell us a little bit about your company and how you got started in the rug cleaning business.
Since 2004.
Okay.
Is the short version.
So so your job really, really sucks sometimes, right?
Never sucks.
Never sucks.
We always say money doesn't suck. It's probably your job.
Got you. All right. So you've been at it that long. So tell us, I know you've probably seen everything that could be seen in the carpet industry as far as the good, bad, and ugly. So I'm glad you're here because you're going to be a wealth of information.
Thank you for having me.
What areas do you service and what services do you offer?
I'm in Buford, but we service, everywhere outside of Buford within, 20, 30 miles. I was in Dahlonega the other day. Okay. Just depends on the job.
Right.
If it's profitable, we go.
so make sure you can make some money at it.
Yeah.
And not spend it all up on gas and everything there. All right. The biggest question I have for you right off the bat is because, I'm assuming that's what you guys are wanting to know is that there's always that first question that people ask when you pick up the phone. You're picking it up, they ask you, what's that question?
How much do you charge for?
Yeah.
Which it's always the first question, but it should not be the first question.
Right. Well, price is always people's top of mind until you educate. Same way here with A New Day, they want to know price. Well, okay, we can talk about price, but let's talk about more details.
Yeah, we call it re-education.
Re-education. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what should they be asking when they call a carpet?
First question they should ask is, what are you cleaning with? Do you clean with a soapy or a foamy cleaner?
Okay.
Most carpet cleaners use soaps or detergents to clean carpet. And we as people associate soap with clean.
Right.
Problem with soap is soap equals sticky. Very similar to shampooing your hair and not rinsing it out.
I don't have that problem.
Not everybody has that problem, but everybody understands.
But I do understand that because
Yes.
we do have a roof cleaning business, and they actually part of what we do is to keep the bleach or the surfactant, or what they call a surfactant, is the soapy solution, is to put soap in it to help it stick. That's the whole purpose, to help it stick, and that way it can work in. So I can imagine if they put in soap in your carpet, it's going to stick.
When it dries, yeah.
Right.
It's, like I said, whenever we're talking to a customer and we're re-educating them, we always use the analogy, if you think soap and shampoo is good for your carpet, the next time you shampoo your hair, don't rinse. And see how well that works. And then you have a light bulb that goes off in their head and they completely understand, again, why spots go away and come back or keep reappearing is because of the residue that's left behind with the traditional detergents and soaps in the carpet. So that's why you say, what do you clean with?
That makes a lot of sense. And I'm glad we got you here because in my mindset, carpet cleaning is carpet cleaning. Doesn't matter what kind, just as long as you get spot out, that's all I care about, right? And I think that's a mindset of most people.
And there's a big distinction between spot, which you just used, and stain, which you used earlier.
Yeah, okay. That makes a
Stain
difference.
is a 5-letter word we don't like.
Okay.
We prefer the 4-letter word of spot.
Okay.
Because spots come out and stains do not. Just like on clothes. When you get a stain in your clothes, it's a stain.
Right. So,
and it's not coming out.
Right.
Spots come out, stains don't.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because what happens, and I know, well, when you do it, so if you try to clean a spot, like, hey, I want you to clean that spot, you charge an X amount of dollars to clean that spot. If it doesn't come out, what happens?
That's a trade secret.
I know, right?
So yeah, most people get their carpet cleaned when they have to rather than when they're supposed to.
Right.
The carpet is the largest air filter in the house. They will change their HVAC filters. Sometimes people change them monthly, quarterly, twice a year, whatever. They change them regularly, but they don't pay attention to the carpet, which again is the largest air filter in the house. So they get their carpet cleaned when they have to, which is typically company's coming over, they're having a party, the in-laws are coming into town for something, or they have an actual spot, not stain, a spot, something happened to the carpet. Kid spilled something, the dog had an accident. I have customers all the time say, "Oh, my dog never uses the bathroom inside." I'm like,
I know.
you can say that all you want. Your dog goes where he wants, when he wants.
Yeah.
And that's just how they are. So the reason we use citrus is because, again, we talked about the soaps and detergents that are used on carpet.
Right.
We use a non-soapy, non-foamy, citrus-based cleaner.
Okay.
It does smell like citrus because the primary ingredient is called the limonene, which comes from the orange peel. Same thing that squirts you in the eye when you peel an orange. It's called the limonene. All natural product, obviously. That's one of the main cleaners that we use.
Okay.
So that's why we call it citrus carpet cleaning. So it's a non-soapy, non-foaming cleaner. It's a low moisture process. So what we do is a 3-step cleaning process. Okay. We pre-treat the entire carpet with non-soapy cleaner. We do not charge extra for spots or heavily soiled areas. Those are all included.
We'll talk about that in a minute because I know a lot of companies.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So we pre-treat, and then we use the big 100-pound machine, which basically scrubs the carpet, and then we finish up with the dry vacuum. So it takes a little longer because it's a 3-step process, but because it is a low moisture process, it dries in an hour or 2.
All right, compared to, because to me it seems like that's a better cleaning product because you're actually scrubbing it. Because I've seen Stanley steamer, I guess. They're just basically putting down steam and sucking it back up, right? I mean, there's nothing really.
Well, that's the interesting thing about steam cleaning is they don't actually use steam. They use hot water. You do see steam a lot of times, depending on the temperature of the water, but it's basically just called hot water extraction. They just call it steam cleaning. So yeah, they put down some kind of cleaning detergent agent of some kind, which again is usually soapy, because we as people think soap equals clean. Right. And then you see a darker spot, so you use more soap, which makes it even soapier. So they put on some kind of detergent, and then they put, they suck it out, which is your sucking, right. Earlier.
Right.
And people think, oh, they're going to suck everything out of the carpet. Right. And that is not true. The sucking does get a lot of the dirt and debris out of the carpet, but it's mostly to help keep the carpet from being wet for days or even weeks. I've been in behind traditional steam cleaners 2 weeks after they were there, and the carpet is still wet. And if you had a water leak in your home that left as much water as a traditional carpet cleaner, you'd probably call, a water remediation company thinking, hey, I got water damage. But because you have called them and told them to put that much water in your carpet, it's kind of a catch-22 there.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because, they come to the spot, they're going to put down more water. And yeah, I can imagine that. Wow. And you mentioned earlier about the carpet being the biggest filtration. I mean, I guess people don't realize now that I'm sitting here talking to you about it, I'm starting to think, wow, what is trapped in my carpet? And I can imagine I walk on it every day, and I'm one of those people that only going to get mine clean when needed or replaced and get rid of it completely. But again, yeah. So how often should somebody clean their carpet if it's a regular?
The EPA, which is, we love the government, recommends, depending on if you have allergies or asthma. If you have allergies or asthma, it should be done every 3 to 6 months.
Gotcha. Because it's all collecting in there.
Yeah, it's all collecting in there. And yes, you vacuum that, catches the surface.
Well, I guess the easy breakdown. So if you have hardwood floors and you can imagine, I don't know, a week goes by, you don't sweep the floors, the amount of dust that gets built up on there. I can imagine the amount of dust gets built on carpet we never see.
Yes.
Although we may vacuum once a week.
Which you're supposed to, the funny things about when we say they recommend is you're supposed to vacuum 3 times a week, which, nobody's going to do that. But of course, with the Roombas and the Eufys and the robot vacs now, you can vacuum every day if you want. Right. But they recommend you move your furniture every 6 months to avoid traffic patterns in your carpet. You know what a traffic pattern is? It's that matted down area that you see a lot of foot traffic, usually specifically the bedroom. It's from the door into the master bathroom.
You sound like my house.
Yeah. Well, I've been in a few houses, and they're always in the same spots.
Right. That definitely makes sense. All right. So As far as spot cleaning, let's talk about that. And then you said, how do you tell the difference whether you have a spot or a stain? What are some stains that you know you're
If it's
cleaning?
colored, it's probably a stain.
So any kind of color.
Red, blue, green, almost all food colorings are dyes.
Okay.
And it literally, the word is dye, which means it's supposed to
Dye.
color something.
Right.
And it's probably not coming out. Red, blue, green, purple, that kind of stuff. Black, brown, that kind of stuff. If you don't know what it is, a lot of people have spots in their carpet. Even if they live there 24/7, they don't know what the spot is.
Right.
If it's black or brown, if you don't know that it's spilled coffee or Coke or tea, it's more than likely something sticky on the carpet attracting dirt. Could be spilled apple juice, anything sugary. A lot of times it's a spot cleaner. People will have a accident or something happens to the carpet. The first thing to do is they'll grab some kind of spot cleaner and they'll hit it with the spot cleaner and then they'll rub it or use a brush or something along those lines to try to get it out. Well, if you've ever washed dishes, if you've ever washed your car, you don't squeeze a sponge and get all the soap out the first time you do it. You got to do it until, you have to keep rinsing it until you stop seeing suds come out.
Right.
So those black spots a lot of times are oftentimes from the actual spot cleaners.
All right, so from the spot cleaners, and also too, you're saying that what I'm hearing is if you get a carpet cleaning company come out and they're using a lot of soapy solution, the chances of them creating more damage than actually good, because after they leave, that soapy residue is going to create more dirt and debris to stick to the carpet, which is going to create a more cycle of
yes,
my carpet's dirty again. Oh my God, my carpet's dirty again.
Exactly. We say that we want to clean your carpet every time, not all the time.
Right.
And when you put the soapy products in there, even when you go back to spot cleaners, it's almost like the spot cleaners, you're actually causing your own spot. Because what happens when you run out of spot cleaner? You go buy more.
Right.
And you don't realize that you're creating your own spots by the spot cleaner.
Right.
Much like the traditional cleaners that do use soaps and detergents. Carpets typically will brown or get darker or dingy over, and sometimes it takes several weeks or several months because the dust and debris in the air, when it hits there, it takes a time for it to build up. But again, if you say don't put anything in there, then you don't have those kind of problems. So if you have spots that don't go away or that keep coming back or get bigger, it's almost always from the residue from either your spot cleaner or if you've used a traditional carpet cleaner using the extraction method, hot water steam cleaner.
All right, so if I'm at the house, a dog does a thing on the rug, what's the best? How should I clean it up so I don't cause a bigger problem?
First thing you want to do, because most people don't have little machines, whether it's a rug doctor or spot bot or whatever they are, is microfiber towels.
Okay.
Microfiber towels are a lot more absorbent than a traditional just cotton towel. But if you don't have microfiber, use cotton. Okay. Fold it over a couple times, plop it down on the spot, and then you just kind of walk in place on it, and you're going to get up most of the spot. Right. And that's obviously if it's dry, assuming it's wet.
Right. So now, if it's a pee stain or something, or somebody just peed, what's the one thing I shouldn't do?
The one thing you shouldn't do is the one thing everybody does do. What would you do?
Yeah, I've already asked you this earlier, so I know the answer.
I
put more water on it. That's what I did.
Yeah. Most people, when they see a spot and it's fresh, wet, or if it's dry, the first thing they're going to do is squirt it with some kind of cleaner. Right. Well, that's going to dilute the spot and make it a little bigger and cause more problems. And that's one of the biggest issues is that they actually create more work themselves because they've made the spot even bigger by adding to it. And again, it's just one of those things where you're not necessarily taught, but maybe common sense. Maybe they YouTubed it or something, but you want to get up what you can first before you put anything down.
So if you have some type of extraction device, extract what you can first.
If you have a rug doctor, if you have a spot bot or a Bissell green machine or any of those things, number one, don't put anything in it. Just put a little thing on, assuming it has a suck extraction part only. Run it over there until you stop seeing stuff come up. Okay. Now, again, and here's a simple test. We call it the shake test. Whether it's a spot cleaner or the stuff that comes with your machine or what you buy from with the machine, is you shake it up. If you see it, feel it, or hear it suds up or foam up, it's obviously soapy.
Right, right.
I personally think most spot cleaners, because they're, you got Resolve, Spot Shot, Woolite, OxyClean, Nature's Miracle. There's dozens and dozens of them. I think they're all the same thing, different bottle.
Right, right.
You'll also notice those spot cleaners, you can't see through the bottle. They're always a solid colored bottle. But if you don't know to check it, because like if you're at Walmart or even the pet store, because people think, oh, it's the pet store, they'll have something that works really good. Well, they only sell what's there. So if you pick up the bottle off the shelf, you shake it up. If you hear it suds up or you feel it suds up, put it back on the shelf, because it's just going to cause problems.
Right. Is there one out there you know of that they could use?
We do sell our product because it works and it's not soapy.
So they can buy product from you.
Yeah, we sell spot cleaners, the 30-ounce bottles of spot cleaner. We, again, great for pet owners because they have more problems than not pet owners.
Call the number. Get you some spot.
Or go to the website.
I love it. All right.
But to answer your question about how often,
yes,
general rule of thumb is at least once a year.
Okay.
Most people can get away once a year, whether allergies, asthma. It's the issue with it again is people don't get their carpet clean when they're supposed to, because it's carpet maintenance. If you do your carpets at least once a year, twice a year, they're going to last longer.
Right. That makes sense.
Great. And we love analogies. Would you ever go 5 years without changing the oil in your car?
No.
Why not? It's the same thing. If you don't clean your carpet's only got two jobs: trap dirt and acoustics. Because you'll have people who say, "Oh, I hate carpet," and they'll get. You're in remodeling. How many times do you swap out carpet for hardwood floors or tile?
Right. Yeah.
All the time. Okay. And then the very next purchase of the homeowner is going to be the largest area rug they can find to cover up that area because of acoustics. Because we all know that if you're in a room with no carpet or nothing on the walls, that just bounces around. The bigger the room, the more noise. It just bounces. So that's its only two jobs. Now, it doesn't matter how bad the carpet looks, how bad it smells. It's always going to do those two jobs. So it's going to be an aesthetic purpose for people. If you don't clean it, that traffic pattern we talked about earlier, you have the dirt that's in the carpet, and then you have the traffic on the carpet grinds with that dirt and it wears the carpet fibers out, and that's when it ages prematurely. Right. I've seen carpet that's 30 years old that looks like it was put in yesterday. I've seen carpet that was a month old, looks like it's there for 30 years. And it's based on, traffic or maintenance, if they do or don't do it.
Right. All right. Great information. Now, I want to talk about what goes on in the market out there, because I know you can get your 3 rooms clean for $139, but I know that's not true. I mean, I know that I do the math. I'm in the industry, and I go, there's no way they could be making money at that. So I'm assuming that's a hook to get people in. So how do they really make their money? And what do you do differently
Well, unfortunately, the carpet cleaning industry, I don't know if it's gotten better since I got in 21 years ago, because I have never had my carpet cleaned since then. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that got me into it, and one of the reasons we clean the way we do, is because the guy that I talk to says, have you ever had spots that won't go away that come back? And almost everybody has a situation where spots didn't go away or they came right back.
Right.
And it was because of the traditional method of cleaning. So that's how we started doing this method of cleaning. It's just a better, less water, no soap. So it removes those problems from that cleaning.
Gotcha.
What was the question you asked?
The question was, I know you CRS. You have CRS too. I have CRS. Can't remember stuff. Anyway,
yes.
But the pricing as far as the what to look out for.
Oh, pricing.
They're calling to get that $139 special. I know it's not $139.
They've heard about pricing. So yeah, the first question is always like, how much is this thus and so, or they hear the special. Mm-hmm. Carpet cleaning industry was notorious for bait and switch. Whole house special, $99. Get there, all of a sudden you've got extra stairs, or this room is too big, or this room's too small, or there's a company in Atlanta that will charge $40 to $90 extra on top of their quote for spots.
All right,
so it makes you wonder, okay, well, if spots aren't included in the cleaning, what actually is included?
Right.
So We tell people don't ask for a quote, don't ask for an estimate, ask for an exacting. Ask them, how much are you going to charge me? We'll say 3 areas. I have 3 areas. How much is it? When they give you the price, say, well, can I make the checkout right now? Can I prepay? If they say no, unlikely they were going to charge you what they have quoted you. We have what we call an exacting guarantee. You pay exactly what you're quoted or your carpet cleaning is free. The only caveat to that is you have an area that's bigger than 15 by 15 feet, that is considered 2 areas.
Right.
Most carpet cleaners, it's a 12 by 12 situation, so we give you an extra 3 feet in both directions. But we don't charge extras for spots. There's no hidden fees, no upsells, no trip charge, no fuel charge, like you'll find with the guys who have these whole house specials. Again, why we call them exactiments, not estimates.
And that makes sense. I'm assuming some of these bigger companies, these guys are actually probably on commission based too.
Oh,
so
yes.
They're
Oh, yes.
incentivized to upsell so they can make more money. So
yes, and that's another scary thing in high pressure sales, because they're already in your home, and that's why we say we have no per spot fees, no hidden charges, and no upsells, because who likes to get upsold? Nobody likes to get upsold. And a lot of carpet cleaners don't make any money unless they upsell you on some kind of extra treatment, whether it's odor, whether it is a spot or something along, for some kind of protectant,
right.
or extra services, add rooms, add furniture, all that kind of stuff. And again, nobody likes the high pressure sales, especially when you're in their home. It's like you feel not abused, but you feel kind of violated, like in my house, and you're controlling my environment, and it's very unpleasant.
Right. And in that industry, any industry like that where you're doing that one-to-one sales, I've been to many sales seminars, and there's definitely tricks and tactics to
A lot of psychology to it.
Yeah, it's a lot, and I kind of stay away from it. I still from the heart, I tell you, and I think you do too. It's like, this is who we are, it's what we're about, and I hope you love us. If you don't, I totally understand. Not a big deal.
Oh yeah.
So I do have a question just popped up. So what about moving furniture? That's something you guys do, or just?
It is not.
Okay.
We clean what we call all the exposed carpet. Again, it's a 3-step process. So if the furniture is not moved, or whatever is not moved completely out of the way, we have to move it 4 times. So we do ask the homeowner to move everything they would like moved, which some homeowners do nothing. I mean, they'll leave trash baskets, office chairs, nothing. They'll move nothing. Some people will move everything. They'll put everything in the garage because they want every square inch of carpet, cleaned. So we say, hey, move everything you would like moved. Now, if you have dining room chairs, we'll move the dining room chairs out of the way.
Right.
We do pick up occasionally small stuff. We don't like to mess with electronics because electronics can be very tricky. So we like to clean, well, again, what we call the exposed carpet, because at the same time, most of the carpet that's underneath stuff is protected.
Right.
And then the question becomes, well, a person will say, I have an empty room. My house is empty. Does it cost less? Well, then you have more carpet to clean. So cleaning entire rooms versus around furniture is about the same. Because if you're going around furniture, you have to be a little more careful. If it's completely empty, it's more carpet to clean. So it all comes out in the wash, as we say.
Right.
Yeah.
You do upholstery too?
Yes, carpets, rugs, and upholstery.
All right, awesome. So if you're needing some carpet cleaning, or just have some questions, give him a call. Wealth of knowledge will definitely help you out, steer you in the right direction, sell you some spot cleaner if you want. And so I hope this was helpful.
We're not done.
Oh, we're not done.
You haven't asked about odor.
Oh, let's talk about odor.
Odor.
I'm smelling something. Oh, carpet odor. Tell me about odor. All right, go ahead.
Yes, yeah, it's. I don't know if you can edit that or whatever you want to do. But
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
yeah, so odor is a big one, specifically for pet owners.
Okay. All right.
Because they have their house trained pets who never pee on the carpet. Well, you have carpet pad, which is like a sponge, and then you have the subfloor, which is either concrete or wood.
Right.
And either one, they're all porous. So just like when you pour water out, it's going to go into those things. So to treat odor, you have to, a lot of times these carpet pet cleaners can train an enzyme that's supposed to deal with odor. Right. Enzymes work in a perfect world. And I don't know where you live, but I don't live in a perfect world.
And how you get enzymes down to the carpet pad,
Well, there's several ways. The first issue is they don't work all the time.
Right.
If they get too hot, if they get too cold, if they're too old, if they're exposed to too much sunlight, dictates whether an enzyme will not actually work or not. So which is why we always recommend some kind of disinfectant. Disinfectants kills germs, viruses, and bacteria.
Okay.
And I'm sure we've all seen the ads on TV where every disinfectant there is kills 99.9%. I don't know what happens to that 0.1%, but apparently it's very stubborn. So we always recommend a disinfectant. And again, we clean. If you're a pet owner, we don't charge extra because we don't think you should be penalized for having four-legged family members. Disinfectant and deodorizers are included with pet owners.
Right.
But you have to treat odor completely different. Because some people say, well, can you get rid of the dog smell? Are we talking about a dog smell or a urine smell?
Right.
And if it smells like dog, our first question is, was the dog still in the house? Well, yeah. Well, then no, we can't get rid of the dog smell.
Because it's going to travel with the dog.
Because it's still going to be there.
And it all comes to how many times you bathe your dog, too.
Yes, that's a whole other,
Yeah.
you need a vet in here.
Yeah.
Or a groomer, yeah. So yeah, it's you have to treat that completely separate. And sometimes you go in houses and there's 100 spots in the carpet from pets, and there's not a single odor. Sometimes you're walking up the sidewalk and you can smell it.
Right.
It just, I've never determined the rhyme or reason to what.
I think it usually comes down to bathing, and maybe some breeds just have problems.
Oh yeah.
Just like some humans.
But then that comes up the question with spot cleaning for pet urine spots. People say, well, can you get all the spots out? We never say yes, we know your spots out. We would love to be able to say that, but that would be not true.
Right.
We will, again, we talked about earlier how people get their carpet cleaned when they have to. One of the things we do is, well, first we come to your house. The first thing we're going to do is say, do you have any spots or areas of concern?
Right.
Which is almost always yes, which is why they've called us. So we'll go to 2 or 3 of those spots. We'll take our spot cleaner, a little trigger sprayer, hit those spots, and you'll know within a minute or two if it's a spot or if it's a stain.
Gotcha. That's how you do it. Okay. I like it. All right. Anything else we have?
I think we're good.
I think we're good. All right. Well, JR, thank you so very much.
My pleasure.
Glad to have you on. You guys, if you have any questions about the carpet industry, if you have any things about your house, feel free to reach out to him. Pop that number back up there so we'll have it, just in case you didn't grab it. You service basically what, an hour radius of Buford?
Yeah, our of Buford.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're in that hour radius, you need some carpet clean done, call this man. He will definitely take care of you. Again, thank you so much. And guys, we'll see you on the next video.